Happy day, Abraham.
It is indeed.
So, I know how to allow. I'm good at it.
Yes.
And I see I'm in the beginning of a new project. I am putting myself into I'm raising or heading towards a new plateau with my company, and I am learning how to access investment funding.
All right, now stop there just for a moment. So here you are feeling good. You know how to flow the energy. And now you are reaching for a new experience. Mm-hmm. And as you reach for the new experience, you are not as sure as you were right before you reached into this new realm. And so as you begin to reach there, your vibration begins to be a little less pure just as you step into the unknown. So immediately you reach for thoughts that feel better. In other words, as you're reaching into this new place, you're wanting to reach and find balance, reach and find balance, reach and find balance. So go there and find balance.
Okay, I'm absolutely sure that the funding is coming.
Yes.
I feel it in my bones.
Yes.
I am wanting to be moment to moment available for the vision to guide my action.
Now you're getting a little too involved.
Okay.
Because what you're saying is, I know what I want, and I've set the manager loose on it, and I know that the manager will do it, and I know that it is absolutely coming, but I want to make sure that I don't take a misstep. I want to be sure that I get the right inspiration at the right time so that I act the way I'm, and so can you feel the resistance in that?
Sure.
In other words, so just ask the manager to remind you when it's time. In other words, just sort of step right out of that feeling. Begin saying things like, I know I'll know. The impulse will be very strong. I will be guided by very strong impulse. And if there is no strong impulse to do something, then there's nothing for me to do. The reason that we like so much this analogy of the manager is because once you can play with the idea of it and you can feel the supreme satisfaction you would have with such a person in your life. In other words, it's easier for you to accept it if it were a really extraordinary person who just had the ability to knock himself out in thousands of different ways in every day in order to put things in order for you. It's like having someone pre-paving your path. It's like an entourage of very effective people going before you and preparing every conversation, every moment in traffic, everything that would ever happen in your experience is being taken care of by this orchestrator. And when you really feel confident in this orchestrator's ability to orchestrate on your behalf, then, and usually only then, do you relax and turn that part of it over. Through the years, you've listened to us offer many, many processes. The placemat process that we talked about some time ago was for this same intent, because we understand that what creating is identifying a desire and then letting it be. Identify the desire and then let your vortex be the open channel through which the energy that creates worlds flows to the completion of that which you want. But most physical beings give birth to a desire and then they say, where is it? And so they open the vortex through the power of their desire and then they close it right up again by their awareness that it hasn't happened yet. So we offer endless processes, all with the same intent, to bring you to the place of allowing. So the placemat process said, put the things you plan to do on this side and the things that you would like to be done that you don't know how to go about or you're not ready to do on the other side. And what Esther began to notice as she played the game was that the things that she had delegated to the universe were happening even faster than the things that she had put on her own list of things to do, because she had applied the two important parts of creating. She had identified them as objects of desire, but because they weren't on her list, she didn't feel guilty about not doing them, or she didn't feel worried about doing. There was a relaxing in her energy. So the placemat process caused her to want with no resistance. And that's what this delegation to the manager does. It causes you to identify your desire and hold no resistance. So why do we want you to visualize? What's the whole point of visualization? If the manager's been watching you, if law of attraction or God or all that is or whatever it is you're wanting to call this creative life force, this eternal energy that is ever flowing, if it is always watching, and if you've been launching intentions all day, every day, all of the days of your physical experience, and if this non-physical energy knows exactly who you are and what you want, and is answering, because every time you ask, no matter how boldly you are asking or not, every time you are offering the vibration of desire, the universe is answering, then what is the point of your visualization? Well, the point of your visualization is not to make it happen. It's not to tell the universe more clearly what you want. The universe always knows clearly what you want. It is that in your visualization process, you are more likely to be in a place of being a vibrational match to your desire than if you're worried about it not happening.
Right.
And it's where the fun comes in. In other words, that's where you begin. Oh, it is so exhilarating to have imagined, to have pretended, to have flowed energy towards something. And when the actualization of it begins to come into place, it's like coming to the confluence of great rivers where all of this energy is flowing. You can just feel the energy of it. It is so delicious to be physically, specifically focused right out here on the leading edge and have all of that energy roaring through you, and to know that you have summoned it and to be in alignment with it.
Yeah.
It is equally unpleasant to have summoned it all and not be in alignment with it.
Right.
Yes. So did we get to where you're wanting? Certainly we've laid a basis. Now speak from where you are now.
Okay, what I understand now is that the shaping of allowing, so that's where I'm headed, is I want to be more deliberate in my creating, is through the path of visualizing and enjoying where we're headed.
Right back there again.
Yeah.
In other words, more envisioning, because in the envisioning there is softer resistance. When you are looking at what is, when you say, I am wanting to attract this magnificent funding to carry this project that we have envisioned and have worked on into fruition, very powerful vision, and one that dovetails with so many other intentions that you've held, and so there's a lot of energy flowing. And then when you say, but no one called today, or I don't know what to do today, or what if I miss my opportunity, you can feel the resistance within that. So you just lift off of that thought and fast forward into the vision of it already being done. In other words, you can take any pleasurable point in it. You can pretend that it's already done and you just got the call, or you can pretend that the millions of dollars have been flowing to you for some time and you have this huge enterprise where everyone is dancing, all these creative geniuses all working together, and the idea of funding is just not an issue. Or you could envision the thrill that you would receive the moment the idea came to you, and the exhilaration you feel when you just knew that that was the right idea. In other words, you can pick any point along what will be the unfolding path and use it as your point of visualization, as long as you understand that the whole purpose in the visualization is to get you into the happy place that allows the universe to give to you all that you've been asking for.
Fundamentally and purely, it's about letting it in.
Exactly. That would make a good title for a seminar, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The art of letting it in. That's what it is.
Okay.
The universe knows what you want, so your question in any moment is, am I letting it in? Am I letting it in? What we are saying to you is, we could teach anybody to let it in through the path of no resistance. In other words, that's what meditating is. It's easier to teach you to have no thought than to have pure positive thought. But it's not as much fun to be a powerful, deliberate creator where you shape the idea and then you take pleasure from the idea. Oh, nothing is more delicious than to evaluate contrast and give birth to a desire and feel its weirdness in the beginning, and know that this new desire, while it is tantalizing, is nowhere near where you are vibrating. So then your work begins. Now your work is to look at it and pretend it and play with it and imagine it until it becomes familiar. And then there is such pleasure in feeling the alignment of that energies, feeling the movement of the energies, and then the satisfaction of beginning watch actual manifestations begin to make their way into your experience. So you're yipping and yahooing, Esther saying, can you believe that? Can you believe that? Can you believe that? As things are unfolding. Yeah. And then boom, you're in this new place with this new manifestation, and you sort of settle into it. It's all new and different again. You can feel the new platform. You are new unto the universe. Everything in your environment is different, and now you begin the new deciphering, and bam, another new unfulfilled desire, which is odd and uncomfortable at first, but now your work begins, and you look at it and you play with it and you mold it into place until you can feel it come into place. You are reaching for the sensation of joy. You're milking this. Your visualization is not to make something happen. Your visualization is for the pleasure of taking the ride with the rocket, you see. So now you work it into place. You feel the satisfaction. Oh, sometimes you're off, sometimes you're on. You have all of that pleasure. It's sort of like your tennis games. You don't go out there and look for somebody you can whoop every time. You like the idea of some competitor that brings more from you than has ever been brought from you before, and that's what this new desire is. In other words, you're not right there. It takes some concentration. It takes some visualization. It takes some molding the energy into place. But oh, the satisfaction. And now you're so good at it, you know you can do it. There's no risk that it won't be done. Now you're just taking pleasure from bringing yourself into alignment. And when you do, there's satisfaction all the way along the way of that alignment. And then there's the fun of the manifestations. They begin to make their way into your experience. You're yipping and yahooing. You're saying, oh, can you believe that? Can you believe that? Can you believe that? There's new manifestation and then new contrast, which launches another idea, which is strange at first. And now your work begins again. And this molding process never ends. It never ends, and you never want it to end. You know that you are an eternal being. You didn't come here to get it done. You came here for the birthing, and then the alignment, and then the receiving, and then the birthing, and then the alignment, and then the receiving. In other words, it's this eternal dance of you getting to use your brilliance to conclude while the benevolent universe yields to you everything and anything that you could ever want, giving you ever-increasing new platforms to desire from. Indeed. Indeed. You are complete?
I am complete.
There is great love here for you. We are complete.